Okay.
Okay.
Raise it, go.
Let's go. Oh, are we recording?
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to M&K Unscripted. Today, we are talking about hot takes and hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Hot dog, diggity dog. I'm very excited for this episode.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. I've had this in my notes to do this one for a while.
I've been brainstorming like a lot today, and I was just sitting at my desk kind of cackling.
This is going to be fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we just going to... No, we need to talk about the hot dogs
Yeah,
first.
we need to talk about hot dogs.
Are you pro hot dog or anti hot
Oh
dog?
my gosh. I love hot dogs.
Yeah. Kelly really does. I mean, I also do.
love hot dogs.
Tell me how you really
They're
feel.
so good.
Okay, I feel like you need to describe, though, like, what type of hot dog you like. Would you eat any hot dog? Because, there are different types. Like, people call hot dogs fake meat.
Mm.
But, like, you can buy, like, super cheapy hot dogs. Like, you can buy, like, more expensive hot dogs. Like, does it matter to you what kind of hot dog you're eating?
I'm not too picky about that. I just like I'll just get the ones from the store that's like you just heat up in the microwave.
Fully
Like we
cooked
don't
slay.
need them grilled. We just I just love a hot dog.
I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, are not pretty much all hot dogs fully cooked already? I've never found a hot dog that's
I don't
not
know
fully
about
cooked
that.
already.
I know brats are not always cooked.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes brats are like raw, but I feel like most hot dogs usually are pre-cooked.
Oh, I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm unsure. I'm uneducated on the hot dog
She doesn't
realm.
know.
All I know is that I just love hot dogs.
Yeah. I also love hot dogs. I'm a fan. Now put it in a bun.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. Do you like when they have like filling in them?
Filling?
Well, not like.
Well, sometimes
You
I'll
know
get
what I
like
mean?
cheddar
Yeah.
hot dogs. Then, yes. Mostly
Yep.
I just get cheddar though.
Yeah, I normally just get cheddar or I just like the plain ones. Like plain just slap.
Yeah. No, I'm a fan. I've never had a hot dog I haven't liked. How do you feel about brats?
I like them. They're good.
Are you pro brat or anti brat?
Okay. Definitely pro brat. I will say I think I like.
You said pro brat.
I said pro brat.
Okay, never mind.
Anyways, I think I like hot dogs more than brats though.
That's fair. Sometimes on both hot dogs and brats, like the skin is just really tough, so then it's hard to like chew. Then it gets really chewy.
Yeah. I'm also very much a basic, like, I'll just have a bun and a hot dog and some ketchup.
Yeah.
Like, I don't usually put like 10 million things on my
Do you like
hot dogs.
mustard?
No, not really, no. I don't think I've like ever really had mustard. Like, I've had it, but I never take
choose it?
Nar.
That's fair. Yeah, usually on my ideal hot dog is either straight ketchup or ketchup and mustard. We used to have like pickle relish when I was a kid, but I never wanted that. And like, I know sometimes like chili is like a topping for hot dogs, but
Absolutely not.
my hot take is I would rather have them separate.
Me
Like, I
too.
feel like chili on a hot dog just sounds kind of dumb.
I agree, and it's messy.
Yeah.
I don't like messy food.
Like, why would I ruin the hot dog by putting chili on it? And why would I ruin the chili by pouring it over a hot dog? You know?
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Speaking of hot takes, I feel like I wanted to put a little disclosure that I think we're going to be pretty judgmental on this podcast and say some hot takes. So just so you know,
it's okay. We're saying this all in good fun.
yes,
Like,
yeah.
At
Actually,
least for
no,
the things
we
that
hate.
No.
We
for the
hate
things
anybody
that
who
I'm
disagrees with
thinking
us.
of. I'm just. It's all in good fun.
That's yes.
We didn't really discuss this beforehand, but are we doing a little section of things that we think are embarrassing, but are probably not actually that embarrassing?
Yeah, no, I thought that'd be a good segue partway through.
Oh, not starting with it?
Oh, do you want to start with it?
I was thinking we could just start with that. It's kinda,
sure.
I
have a long list.
Me too.
Yeah, so see, I feel like I could have brainstormed this for a while. Like, these are just the things that first came to mind. But things that are embarrassing that aren't actually embarrassing.
So yeah, so Megan and I have this running joke, I guess, that like sometimes we'll just be like doing things and we'll be like, wow, this is so embarrassing, but it's literally not like actually embarrassing, it just feels embarrassing.
It's just like an ordinary task of some type, a normal day like thing, and doing it is just so embarrassing. Okay, do you want to start? Should we go back and forth, or do you want to say your
Let's
whole
go
list?
back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if we have the same ones?
I have a feeling we might have some of the same.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the first one I have is carrying around a lunchbox as an adult.
That's what I had too. There's just something about walking around with a lunchbox that makes me feel
It's like,
dumb.
are you like in 5th grade? Like, are you a child? Like, I just feel like it's not actually embarrassing if I see somebody else do it, but when I do it, I just feel so embarrassed. I'm like, this is embarrassing.
I think it's worse when I don't have a backpack.
Mm.
Like sometimes I'll be walking around after work and I'll have like my backpack and I'll have my lunchbox and sometimes I'll have another bag and then it feels more normal. But like sometimes when we're like working together and then we go have lunch and we're just like walking just our lunch boxes.
It's just
That's
so
so
embarrassing.
That's terrible. Okay.
Mhm.
The next one I have, these are so random. Sitting in your car, but like you're not going anywhere, and like there's someone you look over and there's someone next to you.
I literally have that on my list. We
So,
didn't even
like,
talk about this.
Sometimes I'll pull into work and I'll just be like sitting there for just like literally a couple minutes because like I don't really sit in my car, and then someone will like pull up next to me and I'll just like look over and like making eye contact or even just like looking over is the most embarrassing thing in the world.
Mm-hmm. That is so funny. I can't believe we both said the same thing. Okay. I have so many. I need to like pick and choose.
No, you could say them all.
Okay. Walking down a steep hill. Like, there's no cool way for you to do that. Like, everybody just looks so dumb. Like, it's just so embarrassing.
I feel like that one looks dumb too.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
from the
you just
outside.
can't be cool when you do that. It's just so uncool.
That's so funny. Okay, my next one is crossing the street in front of a car.
I have that too!
Worse if you're like either on a bike or pushing a bike. Like if you're like biking on a trail and you have to stop for like a car and then the car stops and lets you go, but you have to like sit on your bike and then like get going and like bike across the that is so embarrassing. And then it's like the little like wave you have to do when you know that they're just sitting there watching you walk across the street.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing.
So embarrassing. Okay. Eating spaghetti. I don't know why. But eating spaghetti is so embarrassing. Like, I can't ever properly wrap the spaghetti. And so I'm just like slurping everywhere. And it's just like such a mess. And I just hate it. I hate it. I just think it's really embarrassing.
That one is so random. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, mine is saying goodbye on a phone to someone you don't know very well.
Oh.
Like I thought of this when I was at work, and then sometimes I'm like, have a good day. And then they're like, thanks. And then I'm like, bye. And they're like, bye. And then I'm like about to like hang, and it's just like so awkward. And I don't know. That was just terrible.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next one. Sharpening a pencil. Like, I don't know why, but it's just so obnoxious. And like, who uses like number 2 pencils anymore? Like, I just remember thinking that in like elementary school, I would never want to sharpen my pencil because it's just so loud. It's just so embarrassing. I don't know why.
That's funny. See, now I'm just like envisioning these things as you're saying, and I'm like, wow, that is embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
This I didn't have this one written down, but like when you're talking to someone and then you say goodbye and then you see them like 5 seconds later in the same spot.
Or like if you're both walking the same way.
Yes, and then you say goodbye, but then you like both keep walking the same way. That's just so embarrassing.
Oh, that's so true. Bro. Okay. Introducing yourself and having to share a fun fact.
No.
That is so, because I never know what to say.
I hate that. I'm so fun, but also like what are my facts?
Like, I literally don't know. It's just so embarrassing. I don't know why.
That one's funny. I like that. My next one is saying something, but the other person doesn't hear you and just ignores you. So you like said something and they don't even like acknowledge that you said something. It's worse if someone else hears it.
Yes.
Because then it's like, do you repeat
And then you're
it?
like secondhand cringing. you
Yeah,
know?
it's like, do you repeat what you said? Is it important enough to repeat what you said?
Or when you are on the other end and you don't hear what the person says, but you know they said something.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like awkward to ask, like, what did you say? And,
Yeah, especially if like you pretend like right away. Because sometimes if you ask right away, it's fine. But if you pretend that you knew what they said, but then you have to like acknowledge that you didn't know
Yeah.
because they like asked you a question or something.
Or if you like laugh at something that you're just like laughing because you're like, you don't know what they said, but then you like realize it was actually something serious. And then you're just laughing at something serious and you're like, oh, it's awkward. Choking.
Like actually choking?
No,
or, like,
not
almost
like
choking?
actually, but like sometimes if you just like choke on your spit or you just like choke on your water, it's just like so embarrassing.
Yeah. So that reminded me of you having like a choke scare. Like one time when I was in elementary school, I like low-key almost choked on a pickle. Like it was like down my throat, but it wasn't all the way down, but I couldn't get it back up. And then you have to do the weird like gag cough thing, and that is so
embarrassing. Especially when you're with people, like sometimes I'll just like take a sip of water and then just start choking on it. I'm like, bruh, this is so embarrassing.
Oh, I just thought of another one. Getting gas. Pumping gas.
I thought you meant farting.
No! Like when you're at the gas station,
Yes,
you
you
have
just
to
have to
pump
wait.
gas and just wait for your car.
Oh my gosh, that's so true. That actually is so embarrassing. Especially when other people are doing it too. And then you're like, don't want to awkwardly look at them.
It was just like, what do you do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Was that your thing then? So it's
Yeah.
my turn. Mm-hmm. Carrying a lunch tray around. Like that is so embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
Like it's just a large, I don't know. I just can't.
It's giving lunchbox, but like with both hands, you have to carry it.
It's like being like a child, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just embarrassing.
Oh, that is embarrassing. Washing your hands next to someone in the bathroom.
Oh, that's so true.
Mm-hmm. Like it's just so awkward and so, but like why? It's literally everybody who washes their hands, but like
I just hate it.
I know.
I never know what to do.
I know, it's embarrassing.
Yeah. When somebody comes over to your house to fix something, you just have to like awkwardly stand around, sit around. I swear I started doing the most random stuff that I would never do. Like I don't know. I don't know how to act. I don't know why.
I thought of another one. When you're like trying to get by somebody, like you're trying to like walk around somebody and then somebody else is in the way. So you have to just like awkwardly stand there and wait for one of them to walk by so there's like an open space so you can get through. Like that just happened to me at the grocery store. Like there were two people, and one lady was walking very, very slow and I was trying to walk around, but then I had to just like stand there and wait. I was like, this is embarrassing.
Or if you're like walking really fast and you have to like slow down for somebody, and it's just like everybody sees you do that and it's just really embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Riding an escalator. Because like what do you do? Like do you just stand? Do you keep walking? And like sometimes people do like the continue to walk but then stop and then walk, and it's just like it's just embarrassing.
How are escalators intended to be used? Are you supposed to walk on them? Or are you supposed to not walk on them?
I don't know.
Like how were they created? Were they created to like be just like a really fast staircase? Or were you supposed to stand still on it?
I feel like more people stand still on them.
I feel like it's definitely the social norm now to stand still, but is that how they were intended?
I have no idea. I don't know the history of escalators.
I don't either. Huh. Anyway, the walking alone in a hallway and passing two people that are walking together. Like if you're the lone wolf and you're just like walking by and there's two people that are like talking together, like that's so embarrassing. Like, do you look at them? Do you say hi?
Yeah, because you don't want to interrupt their conversation.
Do you pretend to have friends? Like that's just so embarrassing.
Or when you're like walking and you recognize somebody, but like they're too far away for it.
Bro, that was my next one. No. Like seeing someone you know, and then you have to like be like, "Oh hey!" Like you wave to each other, and then you have to like walk across a room to go say hi.
Yes.
Like that walk is just so embarrassing.
No, well, that's why you just like wait until you're close enough to say hi.
But like, what if you were meeting that person?
That's true. then I just pretend I don't see them again. I don't know. I guess it depends on who it is.
Yeah.
Another thing that kind of is like that is like when somebody's going to pick you up and you have to like walk out to like their car and they're just like waiting there and you don't know what to do. Like, do
Like
you
when
like
you're in the car, or
acknowledge
when
it?
you're the person walking.
Both, I guess. I feel like more when you're walking though. Like you just are like, oh, do I say hi? I don't know. It's just embarrassing. Getting into a truck. I don't know why, but there is never a way that I can get into a truck looking cool.
Because it's just so tall.
Yes.
Is there a step?
No, well, see, the thing is, I'm like tall enough that I can get into a truck without using the step, but then it just looks a little awkward. It looks like I'm like trying to like, I don't know, like it just is awkward. But then if I do use the step, then I'm just taking like a baby step and then I like hit my head on the truck and it's just there's not a cool way to do it.
Okay, that's my whole list, but I'm gonna think of more until you run out of your list. Scraping ice off your car in the morning, like the frost.
That is so true.
That's just so embarrassing.
It really is. Especially when like other people are also out there with you and you're like,
yeah, you're like, hey.
We can do one more on my list.
Okay.
Holding an umbrella. Like there's just no, like it's just not cool. I'd rather just like suffer in the rain than like hold an umbrella.
I swear umbrellas don't work. Like it's like dumb.
Yeah. Sometimes they're not super.
Maybe it's just embarrassing though.
Maybe it's just the user error.
Maybe. For real.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, that was fun.
That was very much fun. So that is just a fun little game that Megan and I like to play.
Yes.
So you guys just let us know if there are other things that you think are embarrassing that aren't actually that embarrassing. All right.
Hot takes?
Should we move on to hot takes?
Sure.
All right. I have actually no concept of like how serious yours are, like how hot they are.
How serious are yours? See,
I don't
this
know.
is
There's
the
a
list.
mix.
This is the list of like I wish I would have had more time to ruminate on these. Like I did. Like I've been like collecting them as I think of them over the past couple weeks, but also like I wanted to like sit down and think of some. I feel like none of mine are like super hot, but I kind of hope yours are.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
You can start us off.
Okay. Well, my hot take is that pineapple belongs on pizza. Do you agree or disagree with me? Oh, she's thinking.
To be fair, I haven't had pineapple on pizza in like a long time, so it's kind of hard for me to remember, but I think I would disagree if my initial reaction.
Oh, interesting.
I just feel like it's a little weird.
Why?
It's too sweet.
But like, what if you like it sweet? See, I don't know. I guess my opinion is like, why are you shaming somebody for a pizza topping, even if you don't like it? Like, that doesn't mean you have to like hate on it and just say like the whole general population can't have pineapple on pizza.
Well, I don't think people are saying you can't have. It just seems wrong. Like this is like pickles on pizza.
Yeah, but
like just keep the things on pizza that are supposed to be on pizza. Don't add weird things.
But like I feel like pineapple literally is supposed to be on pizza. Like and pineapple is as normal on pizza to me as like olives. Like
no.
Why are olives so special?
No. You don't have like pineapple on Supreme.
No, it's a different type of pizza. Just like you have like a chicken bacon ranch pizza, like yeah, chicken and bacon aren't like normal things to put on pizza, but like it's the type of pizza.
I don't know. See, I'm not like like also mac and cheese pizza. Like I'm not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just basic. I just would rather have like the normal, I guess, types of pizzas.
That's fair.
Okay.
I think pineapple belongs on pizza. That's my hot take.
Well, that is a good hot take.
Thank you.
I think people should never greet someone by saying "What's up."
Oh,
I hate that.
Oh, I would agree.
I like no, because how do you respond?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you say hello? Do you answer the question?
What is up? I don't know.
Like, I don't know. And then you got that awkward like this guy, and it's like, well, no, I don't want to say that. It's cringe. But I don't know how to respond to that. I think people should never use that.
That's fair. Yeah, I feel like that's really annoying. Like, yeah. I wonder if guys would agree though, because I feel like most of the time I've heard that greeting, it's like a guy saying it, either to me or to another guy. And I wonder how guys feel about that greeting.
I think if a guy says it to another guy, it's fine because they kind of have like this wavelength where they're just on the same level with the what's up. But I feel like, saying it to me as a girl, I don't know. I feel like girls don't. I mean, maybe sometimes they'll say what's up to people, but not really.
I don't.
I think I've answered the phone like twice being like, what's up? Like, what's going on? But like, no. I feel like with girls, no.
I feel like if a girl would say what's up to me, that is extremely confrontational.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe that's part of my hot take. Like if I'm actually like, if someone's like, what's up? Like, it's like, what's your problem? Come at me. That's what I hear when they say that.
That's fair.
But also like if a guy says it, I know it's just like a guy being guys.
I just don't like it. I don't know how to respond, so I don't think people should do that.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Some of these are just crazy. So this is about chivalry and the question like, is chivalry dead in our society? And I think it's not.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. I thought you were gonna say it is, and I was gonna disagree.
No, I don't think it is. And I think that is the hot take because a lot of people say that chivalry is dead. But also like I guess the part 2 of this is that like if a man is not chivalrous, then like a woman can teach him how to be. Like it's not like if he hasn't been raised that way that he could never become that way. Which I granted is probably more natural. Like if you're raised to be a gentleman and like hold open doors and just like be a chivalrous man.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it's different than how it used to be, but I don't think that it's dead. I don't think we have to give up on that.
I think so too. And I think I agree. Just because it doesn't look like what it used to look like doesn't mean that it's not how it's supposed to be in our society. I think it is still there in our society.
My next one, I think the customer isn't always right. And most of the time they're wrong.
Oh.
Like very much so. Because I think a lot of the times customers think they know a lot more about how things work than they actually do. And I will say, like as someone who's worked in retail, I worked in retail for like 5 years. I will say sometimes customers do know what they're talking about. But I say the majority of them have actually no concept of what's going on and how businesses work and how things work. And I think the idea of like having good service is very important, but I think like if we're talking about literal right and wrong, I think most of the time they're wrong.
So is when the rule says the customer is always right, does that mean that if a customer complains about something, you have to give it to them? Or like how does that work?
Yeah, I think that's generally a concept, like generally the idea of like the customer's always right, like you want to like accommodate to them, and I think like to a certain extent, yeah, like it's not worth fighting over sometimes, but I think a lot of the times people just get away with things because they're like nasty to people that work in customer service. And I think that's wrong.
That's so sad. Like what about in situations like what if you have like a coupon and it's expired and the person's like, no, I want to use this coupon. Like, and you just say no. Is that an example of the customer's always right, or would they not grant that coupon?
I think it depends on where you work. At the place I worked, we would normally just grant it.
Really?
And I hated that. I mean, I understand it because it's like you don't want to like start drama and you want to have them have a good experience, but I feel like people take advantage of that a lot, and I think that's not right.
That's crazy.
So
I feel like my job is not really customer service, but like I deal with people and like getting paid, and sometimes like people will be like, nah, it's supposed to be like this, and I'm like, nah, dog, you're wrong.
Well, that's the thing.
You'll get paid 2 weeks from now, and they're like, no, I need a memory, and I'm like, that's too bad. I don't really care, but also like I'm not really customer service, but like that's why I'm just curious.
No, but it's kind of like that though.
Yeah.
Like they think that they're right about things. They're like, this is how it's always been. It's like actually, so like no.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You're actually wrong. But like I never would treat somebody like that. I absolutely not. But I don't know. Generally, the customer's always right, I think is false.
That's fair. Okay, my next one. Math is blue.
I think I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
This is an extremely hot take, I will say, because my high school friends and I have had like big screaming matches. Normally I just like shut down before we get to the screaming match part, but like they say math is red. And I'm like, I don't know where in your mind you ever thought that math is
No.
red. Like, absolutely not. I think math is blue, science is green,
Yep.
like reading is red, and like language arts is yellow.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my
Some people
gosh.
like, and then they're like, no, and they like list off like colors that are not that. And I'm like, you're literally just wrong. What do you mean? This is always the way it's been, always the way it
Yeah.
will be.
Math has always been blue for me.
Okay.
I agree on that.
Okay.
But
good.
I do think that is a hot take.
That is a hot take, yes.
Yeah.
But I will die on that hill. That is one
Mhm.
I'm very adamant about.
I think celebrities' opinions shouldn't matter as much as they do. Like, I think a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, this famous person like must know everything about politics, and they must know everything about this issue, like, and will like take their word as the Bible. And I'm like, no, they're just another human.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just like it simply doesn't matter.
I feel like I'd agree with that. I also feel like, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like it's not going to go away though that people like see them like that just because they're so idolized.
No, I know, but I'm saying like I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I feel like people will like just blindly follow somebody because they're a celebrity, and because like who like I don't know, I'm not like throwing anyone under the bus, but if you're good at singing, that doesn't mean that you're like you know everything about everything in life.
Mm-hmm.
Like that your opinions about like politics or whatever it is like should be like the correct answer. Like I think that's separate.
Yeah. Do you think celebrities feel pressure to like release statements about their opinions?
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially when there's like something really major happening and it's like related to them, even if it's not related. Like I feel like whenever there's like some big issue or like some like political issue, I feel like celebrities get a lot of hate for like not saying something,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is like kind of, I mean, it makes sense because they have a platform to like stand up for what's right, but at the same time, it's like we're acknowledging that they do have a lot of power, but like, should they have that much power?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my hot take.
Dang. I think that I didn't write this one down. I just thought of it, and I'm not sure why I just thought of it, but I think that when you die, the process of getting like is it called embalmed? Like the process of like them taking all the blood out of your body and like preserving you is freaky as heck.
No,
so freaky. But
Yeah.
also, I think cremation is also terrifying. Like I would not want to get cremated, but also I don't know, just having your ashes like exist. Like I want to have my body in one piece until it rots. But also,
the idea of rotting,
if
though.
I'm preserved and in like this big metal casket for like ever, like that's also kind of freaky. Like that I'm gonna just be like preserved for a long time. Like I'd rather you just like take my body and bury it in the backyard. But I know that's not like a thing. So then I'm like, what do I do?
What do I do?
What do I do?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
why-
was interesting.
I didn't write that one down, but I just thought of that, so I thought I'd share.
Okay, this one I feel like might involve an explanation, but I wrote sometimes silence is more powerful than noise. And I was thinking of it as like sometimes people will like talk about something. And I think there's a lot of value in just like being silent about something too.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's not always recognized because there are a lot of people that like want to just like keep yapping and like be louder and like overpower things. But I think sometimes staying silent is like almost more powerful.
Do you mean staying silent about like not voicing your opinion on a subject, or like just when you're in a room talking with people, like just not being one to yap?
The second one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think like not standing up for like injustice is like I don't, that's not what I was saying.
Okay.
I was saying more like I feel like people often value like the loudest person in the room and their opinion on things.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe I'm saying like the people that don't, like if you don't talk a lot and then you have something to say, like I'm going to listen to you so much more because you're like being very intentional about what you're saying rather than just yapping, you know?
That's fair. Because then it shows that you like value your words and what you have to say.
Yeah, it's giving like introvert. Which, like, there's nothing wrong with like being an extrovert and like processing things out loud. But I think like sometimes introverts get overlooked because they don't say a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Interesting.
Hmm.
My hot take is that cereal is not a soup.
I agree.
Okay.
I don't think there's like actually no way that people can convince me of that.
Yeah, and then I was trying to think of what is the definition of soup. Does soup have to be warm? Like, I feel like
I
it needs
kind
to
of
be
feel like,
served.
yeah.
I feel like soup needs to be like first served warm.
Yeah.
And like, I don't really know what other definition there would be besides that, because like, it doesn't have to have vegetables. It doesn't have to have any, like, it could just be like tomato soup, like that, just be broth. But I don't know, something about cereal, just no.
Mm, yeah. It's just, it's not, it's just a separate category.
Yeah.
Okay, also, follow up to that. I know what you think, but some people think that milk goes in before cereal. And I think that is so incorrect.
Have you ever done it before?
No.
I have done it before. It
What?
is not as absolutely insane as you might think it would be.
Mm.
But also, I'm definitely a cereal first type of person.
Well, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, how do you know the proper amount of milk to put in?
But how do you know the proper amount of cereal?
Because you see it before the milk. The
One
milk
could-
distorts the perception of it.
True, but one could argue that when you put cereal in and then you put milk, the milk like will inflate the cereal, and then what if you put too much cereal in?
Well, then just put in less milk. Like, I feel like you gotta proportionalize like the milk to the cereal, not the other way around, you know?
That's fair. And I would agree. But also like I feel like I could see where people are coming from in like a why you would try it once. I don't
Yeah.
think that's a normal way to do it.
Yeah, I agree. It's more of curiosity, but it's not like a consistent thing that you should be doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. This is interesting.
Oh, okay.
Jesus died for and loves everybody, not just the good people in the world. Not just the people that you like.
Cierto.
Like, I think, well, obviously you agree. Like, we agree on this, but I think generally people don't agree. Like, they wouldn't maybe outright say it, but I feel like people find it a lot harder to be like, oh yeah, Jesus died for this person that I hate. Like, he did for everybody. Everybody in this whole world, even the people that were terrible. And so I just feel like, it just needed to be said.
Amen. Slay.
That's all I have to say.
I think that people are inherently good,
Mm.
but sometimes people are just not. Which, like, that doesn't mean, like, that's not me saying I think people are inherently bad. Like, I truly think people are inherently good. But also sometimes, like, that goodness gets shoved so deep inside that, like, people choose to act on, like, out of fear or out of greed or selfishness or pride or, like, any of the other deadly sins, like money, like want of money, because you think that's going to be like happiness and security in your life. And so I feel like sometimes the like urge and desire to like be a good person gets overshadowed by like the sinful things in our life.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm glad we agree on these things.
Yeah, I didn't have that one written down either, but like thinking about it now, like, yeah, I feel like, because sometimes I can also think of people that like I almost don't like a single thing about them, but I still think they're inherently good on the inside, even if I don't think they've ever done anything nice and I think they're a horrible person. I don't think that is like that them feeling or acting that way is like who they are on the inside deep down. I feel like everyone has good intentions for themselves on the inside.
Yeah, even when it's really like impossible to see it. Oh, that got deep.
Yeah. That's a good one.
So is that yours?
Yes.
Okay. That kind of transitions very well into my next one. I think kindness is one of the most important traits to have, and there is never an excuse to be mean. I think there's never an excuse to be mean to somebody.
Ooh.
Never. I think I was trying to think of like scenarios where I was like, maybe I could justify it. Like, say somebody's like, I don't even know, like about to like kidnap you and you're like mean to them. I think that's different. I don't think that's being mean. I think that's standing up for yourself, you know? And like, I think everything can be handled with kindness. I don't think that means that you can just be like pushed around and things, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like I would define meanness as like an unnecessary intentional act of cruelty.
yes.
Like because in your example, like self-defense, that's necessary, but it's
Mhm.
like unnecessary and you're being intentional of knowing something will hurt somebody being mean.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
I'd agree. Ooh,
Mhm.
that's a good one.
Thanks. Thanks. I value kindness. I think that's very, very important. And I
Yeah,
think we should
because
have more of it.
like I can think of all examples in my life where like I've been mean or I want to be mean or I want to like get back at somebody or whatever, and that's like just revenge. And like
Mhm.
there's nothing like Christian like about my desire to be mean to people.
There's nothing positive. There's
No.
nothing good.
And like it doesn't even like help you in the long run. It's just like really, really short satisfaction, probably replaced by guilt
Mhm.
because you hurt somebody else.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. Hot dogs are not sandwiches. Which is funny because I wrote this down weeks ago and we were just talking about this last week with some of our
Mhm.
friends of like, do you think a hot dog is a sandwich? I do not think so.
I don't think so either. It's just in its own category.
Yeah, I think the closest thing it could ever get to is like if you think of like a submarine sandwich like from Subway, they don't completely cut the bread. And so
Mm.
then there's like all the bread is connected, which is kind of like a hot dog bun, but also like hot dogs are just it's just different.
Yeah.
Like the hot dog itself is just it's different, not the same.
Yeah, there's not really a way to like describe it other than like people are just wrong if they think it's a sandwich
Yes.
in the most kind way possible.
Yes, we love you all, but you're wrong.
I think there's no such thing as an ugly baby.
I disagree.
I think there is beauty in every single child, and the fact that they were born into this world is like such a beautiful thing. And I think like no matter what they look like, they're beautiful. Because now I'm going to challenge you, because if we go back to beauty standards, we go back to that podcast and we think about what beauty means and what society's definition of beauty is,
That is true.
I think
This is
every
true.
single child that God creates is a beautiful baby, and I don't think there's anything such thing as an ugly baby.
I think when you're talking about ugly and beautiful, you're using it in big, broad Jesus loves you terms, and I would agree with that. And I think it's true for babies to have ugly features. Unappealing, not standard to society's definition of pretty features.
But I just think like they're just so little and they're just so cute and so precious and so innocent that even like those things that make them different is still beautiful.
I think an ugly baby can also be a cutie. Like it can be a cute ugly baby.
But I just don't think it's ugly then. How can it be cute ugly?
Well, I don't know.
Ugly is just such a nasty word. Like I just don't like it, because then you're basically saying that like there are ugly human beings. Like, do you think there are ugly human beings? Oh.
Yeah, I do. Is that bad? I don't know.
Then what was the whole point of us having a beauty standards podcast?
I feel like it's I don't know. I feel like I'm thinking about these in different terms. Like I'm thinking like I think everyone is beautiful in their own way, and I truly mean that. But like I think people can have like according to society's standards of beauty, like unappealing physical features. And I feel like I see those things differently. Like I think you're a beautiful human being with a beautiful soul, but also like I don't know. I still think you can have ugly features.
I see what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
I also understand what you're saying. And I hope
I think
that
we
doesn't
can agree to disagree.
I hope that doesn't diminish my entire meaning of like the beauty standards podcast, because like I truly loved that podcast and I meant everything I said, but also I will stand by what I just said.
Okay.
Oh.
You heard it here, folks.
Oh, that was a good one. Interesting. I think that water is wet.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Which is weird, because then sometimes I'm like, well, how can something that literally creates wetness be wet?
Because it's touching, like it's together.
Yes. I think water's wet.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
Yes.
I
love how yours are like so deep and mine's like water's wet.
Well, okay, this one's going to be less deep. I think 7 p.m. on a Sunday summer evening is the best time of day. Like that is the best you can get
Ooh. Like anytime or specifically in the summer? Like, is
in the
that the
summer.
best summertime?
And the best, like, okay, I don't want to, I don't know. It's just the best. I didn't think about what I
Ooh.
define as the best, but I
Ooh.
just say there's just something about like 7 p.m. on a summer evening when the sun's setting and
Mm,
like you just see the world and it's just so beautiful and I just love it so
I'm
much.
gonna disagree with you.
I knew you were gonna because you love the sun.
No, because actually I was gonna say something close because I think the sun doesn't set at 7 in the summer. The sun sets closer to like 9 or 10. And so I would say 9 or 10 is my favorite in the summer because then it's like I like when the sun is already down, but like it's still light outside. Like
Mm.
that is my favorite time. Like when it's like starting to get dark, it's like dusk.
Mm-hmm.
Usually there's something fun happening if I'm out and about at that time.
Yeah, that's fair. I will say, like, I agree. I think like all summer evenings are like pretty slay. Like they're
Hmm.
really good. I just remember like having really good like memories of just like a 7 p.m. like walk outside and it's just so nice.
That's fair.
Like I do agree though. I love later in the evenings as
That's
well
fair. I think my favorite time in the summer would be between 12:30 and 1 p.m.
because of the sun.
Yep, because
Yeah.
that's when the sun's at its highest. Like, oh, I love me some sunshine.
Mm,
Oh, I'm so excited to just go lay out in the sun with sunscreen. With
yes.
sunscreen.
Very important.
Very important. That's my next one. You should always be wearing sunscreen outside all the time. My dermatologist also says in the winter, and I don't listen to that one, but like in the summer, I don't think there's a time you should go outside in the sun without sunscreen. Even if you got burned, so then you have a layer of tan, so then you don't burn anymore. Like, no, that's still bad for your skin. You should always be wearing sunscreen every single day. Reapply if you're in the actual sun. Boom.
Always. I disagree. I mean, I understand the reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
I just like hate sunscreen. Like I'm only
Yeah.
gonna put it on if I know I'm gonna be outside for a significant amount of time, and I will. Like I protect my skin. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty pale, and like I don't want to get like skin cancer. Or, like I want to protect myself, and also getting sunburned is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think all the time. I would not like if I'm gonna be indoors for a long significant amount of time. I don't want to have sunscreen on me. It's just so like ugh, I
That's
just don't
fair.
like it.
How long do you have to be outside for you to be like, I'm out this long. I need to put sunscreen on now? 30
Honestly,
minutes?
I mean it depends on the time of day, but
How about
like
like between like 11 and 4?
probably like 30 minutes, an hour.
Okay.
Definitely if it's going to be an hour and I'm going to be like out in the sun. If I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm going to be like under direct sunlight, because if I can sit in the shade, then I'd be less likely to put it on.
Mm,
So, yeah.
that's fair.
Country music is good. It's just good. Like
Would
I
you say it's the best or just it's good?
No, I wouldn't say it's the best. I don't want to make that strong of an argument.
Okay.
I mean,
can
it's
agree
the
with you.
best in like my mind of like it's just so good.
Mhm.
Like it's better than good, but I just think it's good. And like a lot of people don't appreciate country music, but I think it's good.
Mm.
I like it.
I think I would agree with you. Like I would consider.
We've converted her.
I would. Okay, I feel like that's not true though. Like,
Well, it kind of is though, because I remember when I first met you, you were very anti-country music.
yeah, I think I was more just like in denial because, like, to be honest, like country music is a vibe. Like, do
Mhm.
I listen to it all the time? No. Do I listen to it when I want to be in the vibe of whatever the vibe of country music means to me? Yes. Like to me,
Yeah.
country, which I think you would probably agree, like country music is like a summer evening, like driving on the road, like gonna go like do the honky tonk down at the
Mhm.
bar, like something with southern accents. I don't
Yeah.
know, like putting on like a little flannel shirt and some little jeans on,
Mhm.
going to a dance.
Yeah, I
know.
think you're a fake country music fan, to be honest.
What do you mean? What do you mean by fake?
In the sense of like, well, I guess it's more of like you just want to listen to it when it's like perfect for listening to it. Like I'll listen to it at work.
Mm. Yep.
I mean, I listen to it a lot more like in the summer, but like it doesn't. I mean, yeah, you have to be in the mood for it, but like you also have to be in the mood for pop music and like 80s music. Like it just depends.
Yeah. Yeah, I would not consider myself a country music fan.
Yeah.
I am a country music tolerant.
Mm.
I will tolerate
Mhm.
country music at certain points. Sometimes I'm just like, no, I don't wanna. I don't wanna right now.
And you know, that's how I feel about like other things too. Like even like some of my favorite artists, I'm like, oh, I don't want to listen to them right now.
That's fair.
So
Kelly's surprised every time I know a country song.
I am because because hear me out, hear me out. Every single time there's a wedding, you're like, oh, there's gonna be country music there. And I'm like, Megan, I thought you like were okay with country music, but you're just always like so anti it. So I feel like that's where I get it from. Of like, I'm surprised that you know them because you like never want to listen to it.
That's fair. I get that. I also like there like country music is just such a big part of my like every wedding I've ever gone to experience, every like small town gathering I've ever been to. Like it's just such an like I don't know, integrated part of my life that I feel like I accidentally like know these songs
Hmm.
a lot of the
And
times.
that's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah, like it's not like I go listen to them on my Spotify. Like absolutely not. No thanks.
See, that's what I'm saying. You say things like absolutely not. And I'm like, okay, so she doesn't like it.
But also like yeah, like I said, like I need to be in a mood. So I guess
Mm,
whatever you want to
yeah,
call
yeah.
that. But I
Mm.
do think country music is good. I would agree with that statement.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that underwear is unnecessarily expensive.
Thank you.
Like, okay, to be like how much are we going to pay for a pair of underwear? Everyone needs it. And then like it got me thinking about like just like accessibility to like undergarments, and I'm like this is dumb. Like what if someone like doesn't have the money to literally afford underwear? Like that is like a necessity for everyone.
Yeah. And it's not like it's like costing like as much as like a shirt.
And
Or like
sometimes yeah,
and I'm like, it's not even that big of like a piece of fabric.
yeah, I
Like
know,
that's just kind of ridiculous.
I know, I think that's dumb. I think that underwear and other undergarments like should just be more accessible to people, because also
Mm.
like that's not something you can buy at a thrift store. Maybe you probably
No.
shouldn't buy that at a
You
thrift
should
store. I
not.
don't know if they take it, but like I feel like you should not do that. You probably have to buy it new and fresh, and then it's expensive.
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
I agree. Concur.
Good.
I think unhealthy food is less and less appealing as you get older.
Ooh.
And this is the context of this. I remember when I was younger, I would like always want to go to fast food. And like we didn't really go to fast food that much. It was more like just randomly if like we're on a road trip or something, we just have to stop somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But now as I get older, I'm just like, ugh. Like I just don't I'm like, ugh, I just don't want to have it. It just makes me feel gross.
I have a follow-up question.
Hmm.
Do you think that is because you don't regularly have it? Because my follow-up to that is like I feel like yes, I feel gross when I like will have like really unhealthy, greasy, sugary, fatty food, but then like you kind of become adjusted to it, and then like if that is like what you're craving and like what you eat, like it's giving like the more sugar you eat, the more sugar you want. And so do you think it's like
Yeah.
just because like you don't normally have it, and then when you have it you feel like sluggish and yucky, and then you don't want to have it more and you go back to your like other food?
Could be, yeah.
Because but also this is interesting because I've also like lately I used to consider myself like I had like an uncurable sweet tooth. And like I feel like, which granted it's Lent and I haven't been having sugar, but like even before that, like I just like I'd forget for like 4 days to eat like sweets, which is not like me in the past. And so
Mhm.
then that kind of like backs up your point. But also I'm like, is that just my lifestyle now cuz I'm paying for my own food and I don't want to go buy sugar? I don't know.
Part of me feels like that is true, though. I feel like I've heard somewhere, which I don't have a source, that like it's less appealing as you get older, but maybe that's fake. But I feel like I've heard that.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyways,
I know it's my turn, but I'm out of my list. Do you want to go again?
yes. I think being a parent is an underrated and underappreciated job.
Whew. Yeah.
I think like if you think about having like if you're like a mom and you have to like birth a literal child, like you're pregnant for 9 months, you birth a child, and then you're just expected to know what to do and like raise this child and like never mess up on anything. and like do all of these things and like literally put your entire life into like this baby
Mm-hmm.
and then having multiple of them, like that is a huge job, like if not like the one most important job.
Yeah.
And I think people don't appreciate parent, and obviously there are parents that are not good parents,
Mm-hmm.
but I think like generally like that is a very underappreciated job and more difficult than I think people recognize. And I'm not even a parent, so
I'd agree. I also feel like the impact that parents have on their children is astronomical. Absolutely
yeah.
astronomical. Like the like things that happen to you in childhood like impact you for the rest of your life, whether that's good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I feel like I'm not a parent either, but I feel like I would feel so much pressure as a parent to like, oh my gosh, like what I'm doing and saying and acting like in front of my kids like is gonna impact them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah,
Which, yep, that's scary.
it's kind of terrifying actually.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wow, like that's a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm. That is a lot of
Like we
pressure.
got to give our parents some slack here,
Yeah.
cut them some slack.
Sometimes I forget that parents are like living their lives for the first time too.
Yeah, like I just like expect my parents to know everything about everything
Yeah.
and and do everything right.
Yeah.
But, like there's no way. Like when I think about the fact like I could be a mom right now,
Yeah.
like I don't know what I'm doing. Like obviously I'm not and I didn't make that choice to be a mom, but like I don't know, like there's so much you don't know that you just have to like live life in order to like learn and grow, and you're going to make mistakes. And I just feel like people don't appreciate parents as much as like it's just so common that like we don't even think about it.
Mm-hmm. Like there's no credential you need to
No.
like be a parent. Like it's funny, I was talking about that in a class last year. Like one of my professors said like to get an animal in like the city that they were living in, like you needed to like get a license and you needed to like prove this and prove that. And even like adoption, like they have like such a rigorous system. But like if you just like go get pregnant, like there's no credentials for you to have a kid,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy.
It is crazy. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a few left, but I'm trying to see which ones I want to do.
Maybe two more.
Okay. This one is kind of like a really hot take, and so I'm kind of afraid to say it.
Ooh.
So I wrote alcoholism is more common than we think, but I was thinking of it as like being in college.
Hmm.
And I think,
I feel like I would agree with the hot take that there are alcoholics in college.
yeah, I just like don't want to get canceled for saying that.
See, I feel like you could rephrase it in like a well, I feel like I'd agree like alcohol consumption is a little too normalized in college.
Okay, that's what I'm
Extreme
saying.
alcohol consumption is a little too
Yes.
normalized in college.
That's what I was going for.
Okay, yeah.
Like I think it's just kind of expected and it's not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I feel like it's not good for you physically. Like it's not good for your like it's not good for your lifestyle when you're trying to be a student first.
Or mentally, emotionally.
Yeah,
Like,
and like I feel like a lot of dangerous things can happen with like people under the influence, and so if you're in an environment with like a lot of people under the influence, even like in environments that you don't necessarily trust everyone, like if you're like out in public and like everybody's drunk, like that can be dangerous.
yeah.
But I feel like it's so normalized.
Yeah, which is maybe why, like now I'm reflecting, maybe why that's why I'm so nervous about saying that. Because it's so normalized that like I feel like it could like I'm not trying to come across as like judgmental towards it. I'm just like it is so normalized that maybe we don't recognize how bad it can be.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
I feel like I'd agree with that.
So, maybe I should end with a less serious one then.
Do you have other serious ones?
Yeah.
Now I want to know what they are.
Okay. Lack of sleep is the new smoking. And what I mean by that is way back then, people would just like smoke and like whatever, and it would just be like such a normal thing, and you could just like do it in restaurants, do it in hotels, like just do it in car, like anywhere. It'd just be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now we like look back and we're like, oh, that was like actually really, really terrible for us. Maybe we shouldn't be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so many people don't get enough sleep, like myself included sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
that like we don't even recognize like how damaging it could be. Like physically, mentally, emotionally, like getting consistent sleep is so important. And I'm not over here being like I'm the best at this because I did not get enough sleep last night. Like there are a lot of times where I'm not getting enough sleep, but I think like that is why I thought of it, because today I was just like so sluggish and I was like this is only from one night of like 5 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people do that consistently and it's so damaging to like your memory, to like so many things in your brain.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'd agree. I feel like so many people are chronically sleep deprived, like they don't even realize how sleep deprived they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know people that they're like, no, that's normal for me. I'm like, it's not. Your body's just like so used to not getting enough sleep. Like it's making do with what it has.
Yeah.
It's adapting.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I just think that's crazy.
That is crazy. Okay, fun one?
Yeah.
Last
okay,
one?
last one. I think orange juice is underrated. When I tell you, if I could be sponsored by orange juice, I love orange juice.
Any orange juice company, if you're listening to
For
this.
real, let's sponsor us. I'm so serious. We could do a podcast on orange juice. That could be our food / drink.
Ooh.
I love orange juice.
I'm thinking about topics now that start with O.
Oh. Oh. Not me saying oh.
Hello.
Anyways, I have orange juice every morning unless I don't have it in my fridge and then I get so sad. But it's just like sometimes when I want like to get rehydrated in the morning, water just doesn't do it. Like orange juice just like quenches the thirst. I should save this for when
Quenches the thirst. You heard it here first.
Yeah, it does. But like it's so good for you. Like, oh, it just rehydrates. I just feel so alive, so awake.
That's so funny.
It's like my coffee in the morning. It's just orange juice. I love it. Anyways,
I feel like you think much higher about orange juice than I do. I think it's good. I think it's full of sugar. Like, yeah, it is so sugary. Like, to me, it's just like another juice. It's a good juice, but like, it's just another juice that's full of sugar.
That hurts me a little, but
Sorry.
It's okay.
I
That's why we got hot takes.
That's just Kelly and Megan's hot takes for the night.
It is.
Slay.
This was really fun, actually.
This was fun. At one point I was like, this isn't going to be a very long podcast, but we're at 57 minutes.
Oh wow, this is
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
okay.
fun.
Well, I hope this was enjoyable. It was a little different than what we normally do.
Yeah, kind of fun, kind of fresh.
Yeah.
Just like Kelly's orange juice.
That's right. Freshly squeezed.
That's funny.
Love
All right,
it.
friends. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
But we won't actually see you because we don't have videos. We just have audio.
We'll talk to you in 2 weeks from now.
You'll hear from us next time.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Bye.